Testing 1 2 1 2. Greetings, InterTubes, YouTube universe. This is your girl, Struggle Prepper, and I'm yet another prepper channel on YouTube. I know, original, super original, but I watched a lot, and I did my fair share of lurking and taking notes and figuring things out, and I kind of came to a conclusion that a lot of times the urban preppers weren't that urban. They were like from really well appointed suburbs, which kind of doesn't count. My criteria for being an urban dweller is that you have public transportation that works 24 hours and a major airport and a sports team. Fight me. That's my criteria. That's what I grew up with. Everybody has their rules for their kingdom. Welcome to my queendom. I noticed there was a lot of things that wasn't really talked about. Everybody's got bug out bag fever, but every single thing I own in this life is in my apartment. Everything. And where exactly am I doing all this bugging out? If I'm gonna blow $300 on a bag, I'm not that guy. I'm really not. The last time I spent a pack of money on something was for a chrome backpack, and that was $160, and I did that in 2011. So I'm not really of a mind. I'm not bug out bag people. Let's just cut to the chase. I am not bug out bag people. I don't really approach prepping from a faith-based point of view. It's really not political, because you got to know there's thieves, crooks, and liars on both sides. So don't ride too hard for either side, because they're all a bunch of rich a-holes that have Cadillac healthcare, and they're keeping healthcare from us. Just putting it out there. But I digress. I wanted to do this channel was because people aren't really and truly dealing with the nitty gritty of living in a city. Some people don't have the option of their dream little bug out location, their cabin in the woods. Some of us just ain't cabin in the woods people. We would just go out in the woods to die. We got to make our stand in the city. You know, crazy people roaring, the whatever wasteland weekend scenarios playing in your head is what we got to rock with. And this channel will be devoted in the best ways I know how, in the best ways I can find the information of how to cope in the city when this is all you got and you have to make your stand here. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a bit of a tin hat. I own that. I can't be the only one that has this nagging feeling there's just something really wrong, that there's this shoe that just has not dropped. And I couldn't really tell you. I don't know if it's an EMP. I don't know if the Russians are pointing any type of warheads at our head. Maybe it's all going to come to pass. But I got this feeling that's in my gut that keeps me awake at night, staring at the ceiling and wondering what the hell comes next. And I come from people, I come from not city people that moved to the city and their values stayed with me. I grew up in a house with a full pantry. I grew up with people they worked overtime. That was the natural order of things. And they gave their best to me. I'm all like this. I'm their legacy. And I just want to do right by the things they taught me. And hopefully the things they taught me are useful to you. One thing I want to lead with that not many Americans do is get a passport. Seriously, do it tomorrow. As a person that's had to pull up roots and move, I may never leave this country in my entire life. But I tell you what, when I moved to my new city and I had a passport, that ID kept me. I was able to get a job because you need a current ID if you want to apply for a job. And a passport goes anywhere in the world with you. And because so few people bother to do it, it opens doors for you. it kind of makes you a better person in the eyes of the person you're handing it to, because people with passports seem a wee bit fancier, even though it's like 120 bucks. And I know you're like, 120 bucks for something I may not even leave the country for? Hear me out. If you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and you need a job, and you slap a passport on the counter, it puts you a few spaces in front of the line. So if you ever own a pair of Yeezys, or your television is larger than 32 inches, I'm really not trying to hear you on the whole "that's too expensive" deal. Get a damn passport. It will save your life repeatedly. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, not elaborate on another video, is join a credit union. In the event of a bank failure, an institution that's owned by the members may have a little bit more longevity. So I know it's a little harder to get your money, but that's the beauty of it, because that'll get me to the next thing, which is like save your money, squirrel your nuts, stack your chips. So everything that you've ever purchased in your life, picked up, looked at, and said, I have no memory of purchasing this, sell it to somebody. Because I can't be the only one with this lingering feeling that something is very, very, very wrong and will happen to us because we're nobody. So I set up Struggle Prepper because I'm not fancy. I'm not tactical. I'm not physically fit. I'm smarter than your average, but I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm generally the most creative person in the world. I do research like a boss, and I look forward to sharing that with you. And I just want to let you know that you're enough. That today, all you got to deal with is today. If you get through today, you'll do fine. And just take it one day at a time, because even the most prepared person only gets today. So cope with that, rock with that, and you should be fine.